Hey guys, we are back, and as you can see from that intro, I need some leather. So I went and I bred up some of the cows here, and so look, you see all of them turn like at the same time. Oh my goodness, they all turn at the same time. But I need some leather for this next build, this episode. So I went and I bred up some of Ashton's cows, and hopefully it's enough for what we need. I'll probably have to do a couple run-throughs of killing cows and getting leather, because I'm building a watchtower today, and it's going to be a little weird. It's going to be a watchtower, but also a library. It's going to be a little mixture, because I'm not sure how to decorate the inside of the watchtower, so I figured I'd just put books in there. And if I'm doing books, I might as well go with the whole book theme and make it feel like a library. So it's like a watchtower slash library slash entrance to the nether. So it's kind of getting us a lot of uses out of it. And I hope to use it for not only the nether, but also for an enchantment table. So the reason we are putting books in there is, one, for decoration, and two, we'll just go ahead and put the enchantment table in there. I have almost always put my enchantment tables in my nethers in some sort of lighthouse or library tower or watchtower, so I'm sticking with that. But yeah, I need some leather, and 60 leather is a good bit, because it's 1 leather for every book, and then 3 books for a bookcase, I think. So this should be enough for 20 bookcases, which that's a good bit. I might be doing the numbers wrong, so we'll see later in the episode if I have the right numbers or not. Look at the granary from far off. I'm still not super impressed with it, but it's not an eyesore, I don't think. I think it's busy, so we have a lot going on here, but it's not too busy, I don't think. I think there's enough symmetry to where it doesn't look crazy. I think the roof is completely symmetrical, so that helps with the busyness at the bottom, because the bottom is it's fairly symmetrical, especially this sandstone pattern, and then you have the trapdoors on the sandstone. I do need to put some more terracotta in the corners right here, because you have orange terracotta, but here it's just regular terracotta to have a little accent. So I need to add that, but it's busy, but the symmetry at the top makes this not look so wild. This tames it down, I guess is the best way to put it. The roof tames down the side walls, but it doesn't seem to clash with the walls of the platform. So I like how it came out. Not a crazy fancy build, but I still like how it came out. But I'm going to make my way over there and make some books and show you guys where the watchtower is going to go. I got a lot more beef than what I thought I would get. I wasn't even thinking about the beef. I was just thinking about the leather. But we are over here and back at the main base. And so I'm going to let that beef smelt. Or I guess beef doesn't smelt. I'm going to let that beef cook while I'll show you guys the watchtower. Just as, I guess, a frame of reference. So this is how wide it's going to be. It's going to be 4, then 2 diagonal, then 4. And it's going to be a circular watchtower. And the reason we have this in the middle, it's a 4x4. And so this is the outline of 4 nether portals that will share a diagonal. Oh, shaders reloaded. Did not mean to do that. But what I'm hoping to do, I'll show it here, actually. At the very top of the watchtower, we'll have something... Ow. Something like this. Well, perfect amount of dirt. Well, so we'll have something like this, and that'll be at the very top of this watchtower, and it'll be all nether portals. And that's going to be our entrance to the nether. And so I looked up some pictures of like an ancient Egyptian watchtower, or kind of a desert civilization watchtower, and I found some old ruins. And I'm working on a sketch. So if I finish the sketch, I'm going to show the sketch on the screen right about now. But what you can see is it kind of goes up from the base and slightly curves in. And then you have like this ledge, and then there's a squared off top or squared off room almost, and then a round roof on top of that squared off room. So I'm going to try to copy that, and going back to what I have here on the server, I'm not sure if this is a big enough base. I don't know if a 4 and then 2 diagonals is big enough, because I don't want it to be too big to take up too much of that area, but I also want it to be big enough to where it doesn't look weird in reference to this granary. So let me get in a boat over here, and let me see what it would look like far off, or decently far off. Those pufferfish are brutal. I guess I can't see it now. But okay, let's see. So if we have the granary here, and then we want the watchtower, you can see the watchtower kind of on the right. So I think the watchtower can actually be a little bit bigger, which helps me out. It helps me out because as of now, I don't have that much room to move in. I don't have that much wiggle room to make this look rounded off. Because, for example, if the very top of this watchtower is going to be this wide, 4 blocks wide, and the base of the watchtower is 10 blocks wide, I only have 3 blocks on either side to move inwards all the way to the top. So it's not a lot of room to make this look like it is rounding up. So I might make this a little bit bigger, and I hope that doesn't overshadow the farm and overshadow the granary here. But before I actually build this watchtower, I need to build up this whole area here. And so I want it to be a mixture of a lot of sand. So at the end, I want it to be mostly sand, but also some grassy green patches. So I want it to be like a beach that also has some green patches, and then I might make some more custom palm trees. And unlike this one that's really slanted over, because I don't know if you've ever been to the beach, there's a lot of palm trees that it's like they defy gravity and will just shoot almost like at a 30-degree angle off the side and then kind of go up. But I think over here, I want some more straight palm trees. So I might do 2 or 3 custom palm trees and have some grassy patches in the sand, and then have the watchtower right here. So I'm going to go ahead and build this area up with some sand and some dirt, and I will get back with you guys afterwards. But I think it's going to be a little bit wider than this base, where it's like the 4 and then 2 diagonal and 4. I think that it looks big, like being right here, but when you think about how big the granary is, it's not really that big. So I want to make sure when I build it, I build it well. I don't want to have to redo it, and I don't want to feel like it's incomplete or could be better. And so I think it needs to be a little bit bigger. So yeah, I'll build this area up and talk to you guys afterwards.
Hey guys, so I'm not going to spend too much time on the area that I built up. It's nothing too fancy or too crazy. And again, this pathway, even the farm pathway, I'm going to eventually upgrade this. I'm just using cobblestone for an indicator. I need to make a mud farm because I want mud and coarse dirt and just regular dirt to be kind of sprinkled into the pathway, but I want a mud farm before I use all that mud. So this is kind of on the back burner, but yeah, this is what I have. It's nothing crazy. Again, I really like the smooth sandstone here. I've never really used it for just a straight sand build like this, but it blends in really well with the sand. Smooth sandstone does. So I like that. You don't get that grittiness of like sandstone slabs on the side. How sandstone just has that coarseness to it. So I really like that smooth sandstone. And what these random wooden blocks are here, these are just indicators for me of where I want some palm trees and kind of what the general style of the palm tree is going to be. So this one's going to go more straight up and just directly out the side. This one's going to kind of curve out and then go up, and it's going to be at an angle. So that's going to be interesting doing an angle one like that. This one is going to be probably a copy of this one, but just from another side or going at a different angle. I think they'll be far enough away to where you won't really be able to tell that they're the same tree. And I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this one right here because it is directly in line with this palm tree. So it might look a little funky if you're in a boat over here and like you're looking back here and you see that this tree and this tree are just like perfectly in line. It's unintentional, but it might be a little too symmetrical with these two trees in line. We'll see. I might move it over just like 2 blocks or so. But yeah, I just built this area up just a wee bit, I think about 3 blocks high, and then I built the platform. But I wanted to make the end of this little peninsula here a point of interest. So I added a little cave or a little indention into the end of the peninsula, just to give it some texture and kind of some distinction. So it's not just like a sand peninsula with nothing to it. There's a little distinction to it. Again, I'm not completely done. I still need to put in the underwater aspect. I really like how we did the granite down here and how that just looks so good. It looks so good. So I'm probably going to do something like that. I won't use all granite because it looks weird being all granite, but mixing in granite with some sand and sandstone, I think that'll look really nice. But yeah, I have this point out here, so it looks like it's built on kind of like a rock, a sandstone rockish outcropping at the end of this peninsula, and the actual tower, I have the outline, so it's a little bit bigger. It's the 4, 2, 2, and then 4. And I got this bird, and I put it right there. I think it looks really good. But yeah, that's all that I've done. Nothing too crazy, and I am going to go into a time lapse pretty soon. But yeah, this is the frame, and actually just finished up the sketch for the tower. I know early in the video I showed the sketch, but I actually didn't have it finished until just now, which is like 3 or 4 days after. But yeah, hope y'all enjoy. So enjoy the time lapse. I will see y'all on the other side. Alrighty, guys. So I'm done with the tower, the Watchtower, and it looks kind of thick. And so I'm going to try to put the image on the screen right beside the Watchtower here. I don't know if my editing skills are good enough for this, but hopefully by the time you're watching this, I have a picture of the Watchtower that I sketched right beside this Watchtower, just for comparison. I think this actually might be a better angle right here. Like, I think right at this angle is what I had it at. So maybe there's a picture of the Watchtower on your screen right now. But yeah, so this is what I have. It's a little thicker than what I was intending. I don't know how I feel about it. So I'm going to texture it, of course. Like, this isn't the final product, but in terms of just the framework, this is what I have. I think I need to round off these corners here, but you can imagine the nether portals being in each one of these little openings. But I'll probably round off the top, and I think I need to round off. I might put some fences here to round off these edges, but this is, yeah, just a bare foundation. So I'm gonna do like what I did last time with the walls. A before and after shot of the tower. Let's see if I can get a boat here. I'll just put the boat right in this corner. So this is going to be my seat. So here is the before shot of the Watchtower, and I'll come right back at this exact same spot, and I will show you the work after it's been textured. So see you guys on the other side. And we are back, and look at that. So the texture isn't really that good, and I've been saying it for almost every build that the texture isn't that good. But I mean, I honestly mean it. Like, it's pretty mediocre. I see a lot of YouTubers will do gradients. I'm not quite at the point of where I can do gradients, so I just add some color. So I had some orange tints here. I added the trap doors and these fences here kind of round off these edges. So in between these blocks, we have some fences here. Then it goes to some wooden fences to give it a little bit more color. And I know acacia wood would probably go better than jungle wood, but I'm sticking with the jungle and sandstone just because there's so much jungle wood out here, and it's so easy to mine an entire jungle tree. And so I'm sticking with that theme where we have the orange terracotta, and then there's a little bit of brown terracotta here, especially behind the trapdoors, and then the jungle wood. And I really like that combo. I mean, it could be better, but it does the job. I'm going to go sleep real quick. But yeah, and you can see where the nether portals are going to be up here. You can see the outline of the obsidian. And then I have a little bit of this white terracotta here to give it some accent, and some trapdoors up there as well. So nothing too crazy. And the nether is not lit up yet. I wanted to do that with you guys. But I also added these trees here. And so this is what took a lot of the time, is building out these trees. So I wanted to bring a little bit more life to this area. So I have the trees, and I think I had some wooden outlines of where I was going to put trees. And so I just went ahead and put these 3 trees here. And there was a marker here to show where another tree was going to be. But I may eventually do a bridge going across here. I think this would be a decent spot to put a bridge. So I'm hesitant to put a tree there right now. I may end up not doing a bridge, but I kind of want to leave this open, so I'm not going to put a tree here yet. But yeah, there is nothing really inside the actual tower. I do want my enchantment table to be here, so I have this, and it does do level 30. I don't have anything that I can. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so it does do level 30, but this is just kind of a placeholder. I will finish this, but I'll probably finish this in between episodes because it's one of those things that's not really fun to watch. Kind of tinkering around with the texturing and the interior design. So I'll do this in between episodes, but I've already put so much time into this episode, I don't really want to do it right now. But another thing that I did
I don't remember if I showed this earlier, but I built up all around the edge of the farm area. And so prior there was just like a huge underwater, like this land was just floating on top of the water. There wasn't anything under it. So I connected the farmland down to the base, and then same with this tower here where the land that sticks out here, it now goes down to the base floor. And then I liked how the granite over there goes down to the seafloor, so it looks like you have this giant boulder or rock formation in the ocean. So I did that here as well. I have sea pickles everywhere. I put some kelp here because I want this to be kind of an eye catcher, and so I put some kelp here just to make this look a little different. And then again, another granite rock outcrop right here, but I really like the way it looks underwater as well. And that was a pain to do because I don't have any aqua affinity yet or respiration, so I was having to go underwater and just I took a lot of damage. I went through a lot of stake regaining my health here. But yeah, and then we have this palm tree here. But I'm leaving this area unfinished again because of that bridge. I don't know what this area is going to look like. I may even make this come out more. This might be bigger. So a bridge might be, say, like right here. This is where the edge of the bridge is, and then I can still put a tree over here or maybe over here. I'm not sure yet, so I'm keeping that open-ended. That'll probably be the one thing that I don't complete on this section of the build before I move on, because once this is done, I'm moving on further down the platform. But this will be the one thing that is quote-unquote under construction still, and that might bother me, but it's just how it is. If I do a bridge, this is the best spot, so I'm just going to leave this open-ended. But I really like the trees, and so I had to make a couple more custom tree designs, and this took a good while. But yeah, this is all that I've done between when this wasn't textured and then textured it. I also built these trees out, and then I built up the ocean floor here. And one thing that I noticed was it looks very cluttered in this area. The farm looked pretty good by itself. The trees looked pretty good by theirself. But then the trees and the farm together doesn't quite mesh. And what I think what's happening is all these leaves that I'm using as a fence here, and then all this brown that I'm using in the fence as well. Not only the fences, but the trapdoors and the wood. I think I have some signs. What that's doing is that's making these trees and making these trees in the farm itself kind of blend in with the wall. So I'm not going to redo these bushes in the middle and the trees, obviously, because the trees are like kind of set in stone. But what I may do is I may make these walls out of sandstone, which is kind of plain, but the way that this has gone is the fence of the farm itself shouldn't really be something that's taking your attention away. This should just be a plain sandstone wall, maybe obviously some accent colors and accent texture, but it itself shouldn't be an eye catcher. So what it's doing now is it's taking away from the details in this tree. It's making it to where these smaller trees in the middle kind of blend in with the walls here, kind of blend in with this. Like if you look at this, it looks really cluttered. But then if you have just a clean sandstone wall around it, it'll really pop out these trees, or these trees will really pop out. So that is, I think, the last thing that I'm going to do on this episode, other than lighting the nether portal. And another reason for updating my fence is zombies can, in fact, get in here. And so I originally had thought that they couldn't jump on a trapdoor with the block, and I saw that the villagers could, but I thought maybe mobs can't, because these villagers lasted a very long time before a zombie got in here. But it looks like a zombie can get in here. So that'll be another reason to do a sandstone fence or sandstone wall.
So I'm going to do that and then show you guys the finished sandstone wall. And then we're going to light these portals and do our first nether entrance. And I think that'll be it for the episode. So, yeah, I'll show you guys the finished product of the farm fence. Yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, guys, I am back. And I know that I said I wasn't going to do too much, but I ended up doing a good bit. And just look at that. Look at the fences. It's so much less cluttered. I feel like that fence structure that I had looked pretty cool by itself, but this is just so much more clean. And you can see each individual small tree, and I added some flowers, so there's a distinction between these small trees and their leaves, and then the coconut trees. So I really like the sandstone walls just because it doesn't blend in with the trees. And I've been having issues with these farmers. So apparently a stray, I think that's what the desert zombies are called. A stray got, the only way I can think of it is that it got through right here and fell over the ledge. Yeah, I don't know how that would have. Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of, that it got over the ledge, fell in, and then killed my zombie. So that's not great. I'm gonna go to sleep real quick. But yeah, so I got one of my villagers turned into a zombie right there, and that was not the only one. You can see that it's been a zombie for a while because there's some full-grown wheat has been farming for a hot minute. And so look at this farm, and then this farm, and then this farm. So some of my villagers, the zombies got in. I think this was the one that I showed you guys earlier where it got over the old fence and the leaf and trapdoor fence that I had there. And so these got taken out by a zombie because I had missed like 2 blocks right here, and it just hopped right over. So kind of unfortunate, but I was able to save the 2 zombies. So I have 2 zombies right here, 2 zombie villagers, and I'm gonna get a potion of weakness because we're about to have the nether, so I can get some blaze rods and make some potions and get potion of weaknesses. So most of the farm is out of order at the current moment, but it's not that big of a deal. I have so much seed and so much hay stacked up that it's not really a huge worry. But I said that the last thing I was going to do was this fence, and I got this fence done, and it looked really nice. And it was bothering me because I said that this was going to be kind of in construction, or like in limbo, I guess. And I didn't like that. I didn't like the idea of finishing most of this area up and then moving on to other parts of the build and other parts of the platform and having this unfinished. So I went ahead and built a bridge. Let me see if I have a boat over here. I'm gonna get a boat. I'll be right back. Okay, I got a boat, and let me show you guys. So it looks better if you come in directly at the bridge versus from the side. And you have these 3 archways here. So you have this one archway in the middle, you have another archway here, and then another archway here. And all of them are pretty easy to take your boats through. And then I made sure to have these supports coming all the way down. But kind of like an old style bridge, we have the archways supporting the entirety of the bridge. So really like that. I just added the trap doors to give it some color because it was kind of plain. I added the different sandstone blocks, like the chiseled and then the stone cut or clean stone cut, I think stone cut sandstone. But it just was lacking color and some depth, so I added some fences and then added the trapdoors. Looks pretty basic, but it gets the job done. And so that way I can build the last palm tree right here. And so I have a dripstone farm that I put under the platform that I've been slowly and steadily getting some dripstone blocks from. And between now and next episode, I'll get the this last coconut
coconut tree up, and then this, and texture the inside of this whole building. But yeah, then this whole side of the island will be complete. And I did jungle wood for the base. I didn't want it to be a sandstone base. But what I did was I put oak in the middle. And so if you can imagine that this is like the original wood on the bridge, right? And then this oak is the wood that's been worn down from people traveling on it. So the center of the bridge has this lighter wood because it's been worn down by horses and wagons and just people just walking on it. So I really liked the color differences there. And I mean, it might not be the best. I don't know. I think oak does do a good job of looking like a worn down jungle. It's like it's losing its color because people are just walking all over it. So you just get this lighter and more basic wood color. So yeah, I have that. Nothing too crazy, but I think that's going to be just about it. Let me show you the dripstone farm that I have. So welcome to my dripstone cave. It's just a single line of dripstone, and I can't go any lower because it would be nice if I could go lower, because then these could get longer and I wouldn't have to mine them every time. Because if this just grows one time, then it can't grow anymore. So it's not a very efficient farm. But I can't go any lower because the iron golems are right over there and they'll spawn any block lower. So I'm just collecting a little bit of dripstone at a time, slow and steady. And there we go. It's only 4. I thought it was 9 at first, but only 4 dripstones makes a dripstone block. So that's pretty nice. And yeah, I'm not getting anything from these because those are all the farmers are out of service. And look, there's the zombie that killed my villagers. But yeah, this is my dripstone farm. I've been collecting a good bit of dripstone, and I'm gonna go back to the Watchtower. Alrighty, guys, I'm back, and we're about to venture into the Nether. And I also need to upgrade the entrance to this Watchtower because it's pretty underwhelming. But let's make our way to the Nether and let's see if we're going to get hit by these guys. We probably will. Oh, we did not get hit by them. That is kind of impressive. Okay. So I have the flint and steel. So let's go ahead and light these puppies up. And before I hop in, I'm going to give a little bit of a update for next episode. The reason that I wanted to get so much of this area, ooh, I really like the way that looks here, that curve. But the reason I wanted to get so much done on this part of the island is I want next episode to be the start of chapter 2 for this series. And what chapter 2 is going to entail, and like why we're transitioning to a second chapter, is because now that we'll have nether quartz, I want to initiate the redstone chapter, the era of redstone on this server, because it's been a pretty slow paced server. Like, we're just now getting into the nether, and I have no intentions on getting elytra anytime soon. I mean, I could speed run to the end and do all that, but it doesn't really seem like a fun progression with how I've been playing this series. So once I'm done with this episode, we will be in chapter 2. So that's why I'm saying this palm tree and then this tower, I want them to be done before I even start videoing the next video. So when you watch the next video, that palm tree and this watchtower will be done. But I am going to just venture into the nether. There's a little lag there. And we are in a basalt delta. Okay, probably one of the worst biomes to spawn in, and we are way down at the bottom of this ravine. But yeah, you can see just tons of nether quartz. So that's exciting to see. That's really all I need right now. Maybe some glowstone for some like underwater lights, because there's so many better light sources now. I don't know if I'll use them in most of the build, but for underwater there could be some uses there. in some, because sea pickles you can only put at the base of the ocean. You can't put it up on walls. So yeah, I might need the glowstone and the quartz, but yeah, nothing crazy. But we have officially made it into the Nether, and that's gonna wrap it up for me. Yeah, nothing. Kind of underwhelming, honestly. This Nether. Yeah, sorry about that, guys, but that's gonna be it for me. So I will see you guys next time. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna turn around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Ooh, never gonna make you cry.